Today is the day. How exciting. Yes. So we are busy and I'll be doing a video here soon once we get everything set up, but now is the waiting. I got all the tables set up. I've got, I've got the display set up. I've got everything pretty much ready. I've been trying to plan everything ahead of time so I don't have to be like panicking at the last moment, but like it's kind of windy, so I can't put the tablecloths and decorations up yet, so we're kind of waiting for that. But I have a couple last minute things I need made for the graduation party. So I'm like, as long as we've got all the tables where we need them, displays all set up, everything we could possibly do until right before the party, I'm just going to sneak off and get some signs made. I need two things done. One is a sign for the cards, the card basket. I've got a cute little basket. I didn't even bring it with me. I'll have to, you'll have to wait for the picture of it. I'm trying to get in here. I'm not succeeding very much. All right. My fingers don't work very well. Okay. So this is the galvanized metal sign. It's an 8.5 by 11 side. I was trying to look for the wood version of this. I thought I had a bunch of that, but maybe I used them all. I don't know. Couldn't find a single one. So this'll have to do. This'll have to do. And I feel bad because this is kind of like last minute. Today my hair is frizzy. It's blowing. I've been outside working all morning. I've got the girls, actually my daughter that's graduating. I've got her working on pulling thistles from the backyard because I don't want anybody to get their feet hurt with sandals on. So anyway, it's kind of a galvanized, it's really shiny, so I don't care for that part of it went for the sign because it's hard to read and see. So I'm going to start out with just brushing on a coat of vanilla, maybe here. I'm going to put some water in to get this watered down. Maybe we can get this going. I was hoping I could just use this up. It's kind of the end of the pot. And, use every little bit. Use every little bit. So all I'm going to do is just dip a brush into this and use it to paint. And I don't know, that actually was too much water on the brush maybe, and not enough paste. So you can use the, oh, that's still not going good. Still too wet. If you see, I don't know if you can see this. Let me show you. See how that's kind of bubbling up? That means it's too wet. So I'm gonna dig around a little bit more for another vanilla. I know I have it, so I know I have a newer one. Kind of have my neutrals sitting over here so that they're easily, oop, that's glow in the dark. Well, that would be kind of fun. So I always do this, so because we're homeschooled for graduation, I always require my kids to do a speech at their graduation. It doesn't have to be long. I don't even check it. If they're concerned about how it's going, they need to check it with their older siblings now that we have older siblings. Of course, the oldest didn't have that luxury. I think I checked maybe the oldest two, made them check. So I just like use what's on the lid here, and that's what we're going to use today. So I'm just trying to get a rough coat of this vanilla on here, and it can be on the thicker side. It's still too much water in that spot. I could wash it off, but that would be too easy. But like I said, I'm just trying to make this go quick and easy. Oops, we've got some goobers here. Put that back in the pail. Don't want to waste any. Sometimes, little pieces dry up, and if you put them back in the paste jar, it will just reconstitute with the rest of it and be just fine. So, but sometimes it takes a little stirring in. All right, now we are getting the effect I want. And basically, I'm just trying to get it. It's going to be okay if it's not perfect. I want to show kind of the galvanized metal around the edges a little bit. I want this to look sort of rustic, rough. My daughter is boho, so the wood would have been easier. So anyway, so for the graduation, and then I don't know how we're even going to do it. We haven't even discussed it. If she wants to go first, or if we want to go first. But then my husband and I do a speech. So though this time, I think in the past I've pretty much created the speeches, because I'm the speaker in the family. He will cry. Hopefully I will not cry. I've been quite tearful this round. I don't know why. Oh, my fourth one. I think it's hard to transition to having just my fifth one is going to be the only one next year. So that's a hard thought process for me. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to let them go. And maybe it's kind of funny how people are like, I can't wait till they go back to school. Well, they want it for different reasons than I do. I can't wait for school to start back up because I like to spend the time with my kids. And I like to homeschool. It's, one of my favorite things in life. So I'm 3 years away from not homeschooling anymore. And I think that's what the realization of one of them leaving. So hello. Thank you. Thanks for coming on in. Appreciate that. So like I said, I'm feeling a little tearful this round for some reason. So this might be the time I cry. Don't know. Maybe it's because it's a girl. Maybe it's just, I don't know. I don't think it's because I'm any more attached to her. I think it's more I'm attached to homeschooling. I'm attached to homeschooling. I don't want to give up homeschooling. Okay, so I've got a little fan blowing here, so it's drying pretty quickly. So you can see this is what it looks like. It's not perfect. I'm just doing kind of a quick coat on there. And we just want to get it to dry up a little bit. So we're doing an outdoor backyard party, cleaning the yard up. Like I said, I'm trying to get the thistles out. I've been talking to them about getting the thistles gone. Thistles are a thing here in Idaho. It's just, they are crazy, a crazy thing. Crazy aggressive here. Oop, that is really wet. I didn't expect that to be so wet. So part of my speech that I've used with all the other three kids, and of course the fourth one today, this afternoon, this evening, is that I like to give them the Irish blessing that was actually sung at my graduation in high school, and it was tradition. I sang it all the way through high school for all the other high schoolers graduating, all the other seniors, and then of course as a senior, then I got to sing with my choir the last final time. And so that's kind of fun. But it's a traditional Irish blessing, and so that's what we're going to use to put on here so that she can take it with her. I didn't even check. I think this will fit. And her favorite color is green, so I definitely can be using the greens for this project. My past ones I did more of a black combination. I think we'll be using a little espresso instead of black, maybe if I can find it. Got all the red, whites, and blues out here because we've been doing 4th of July. If you haven't seen some of the 4th of July things I've made recently, go check it out. And be sure to, that's espresso. Okay, I might be low on espresso, I'm not gonna lie. Be sure you subscribe and like and give me a little thumbs up and hearts, all those things. Okay, so now I've got it good and dry. I don't feel any wet spots. And I actually want to make it look a little bit more antique-y. So I am going to grab my Dixie Belle Voodoo Gel Stain in Tobacco Road. It's more of a brownish color. And so I am just going to, I think, put a little in a dish. This is water soluble, so it's okay to like use your same brush as you use in the, what is going on? Oop, there it is, of course. The same brush as you use in your paste, it's water-based, so it's totally fine to like share brushes. Just out of time's sake here, I'm just gonna go around the outside edges because I just want it to be kind of dark. Oops, spilling all over myself here. Oops, really making a mess. I'm doing a fine job. See, this is what happens when you do things at the last minute. Honest to goodness, it like is really hard to. So anywhere you, let's get that. So I splattered a few spots. That's okay. Nothing is perfect here. It's okay. We just want to get kind of around the edges so it looks old. And just goes to show you can really do this. I don't want it to look like I brushed it, but I did, right? Just kind of blend it in here. Oofta. I have a lot all over me. So this is a gel stain. It works like magic, it says. And so I'm just kind of finishing up around the edges with this. And that is gonna, you know, it's whatever you want. You don't have to do this one if you don't want to. It will be, it's because it's not like a water-based stain, it will reactivate that paste a little bit. So, you know, you just want to be sure. All right, kind of, I'm afraid we're going a little too dark here. I wish I hadn't poured out so much here. Definitely have it all over the place. All right. And I'm going to grab a wipe from a dry wipe. And I'm just going to kind of blend in a little bit in some places. I don't want the oops, that was taking it off. See, what I said was it's going to, you know, because it's wet and water-based, see, it's kind of messy looking, and that just exposed a little bit of the little more metal than I really wanted to expose. So trying to get it to look not so contrived over here. And I might have to come back with a little bit of vanilla again. And I could see, because this is water-based, then you want to do a little bit of sealing of it, seal it before you, not sealing, not on the ceiling, before you go ahead and, let me wash this off and shut it because we've made a mess. Just get that closed up. Kind of splattered everywhere, kind of poured out way more than I wanted. That's okay. And it's not toxic at all. I'm going to come back to that vanilla, I think. Oops. Not that. And you could just wash, because that is a water-based stain. It's so safe. You can use it anywhere and then just wash it in water in the sink. Hello, hello, hello. So I'm going to go a little more, do a little more blending on this. For whatever reason, I did think about putting down the stain first so it was underneath, and that would be what would be revealed. Maybe I should have done that. That might have helped a little bit. But I do want this to be on the lighter side so that my words of my Irish blessing do pop. So I'm just kind of putting this vanilla down where I don't think there's enough and spreading it a little bit. Let's get some down here so it doesn't look like I put it only on one side. And then anywhere it doesn't look like it blended very well, I'm just kind of going back, putting a little bit more on there. You have to be careful, because if you expose the metal by accident, like I did in there, you will find that it will sometimes then keep rubbing down to the metal. So just keep working with it. If you work too hard on a spot, though, it will kind of reveal that metal. And maybe that's what you like, because it is galvanized. So I think that's a little closer to what I was going for. There's no right or wrong with this. You can do whatever your heart pleases. So busy times. My mom is visiting from Wisconsin. We're in Idaho, so it's like pretty far away. It's like a 27-hour drive from our house to her house. There's the look. I kind of like it. And I know I can go with greens because she loves greens. So here's a couple of greens. I'm gonna spin around here, make sure we got all the greens exposed. Put some blues away. Ooh. Shimmer Forest. I don't think I want to go with that. This one actually is really pretty. She likes more of a kind of a cross between, actually I think she likes more of this shimmer olive, more of an olive color, but I don't know that I have any of that. I'm just going to double check here to make sure I've got all the greens out that I need. I kind of think I'm picking from the blue side. I try to keep my colors individualized in there. Trying hard not to put my fingers in it. Sometimes waiting for paint to dry is the most difficult part of this whole process. It really is. It's hard to wait for it to completely dry. You just like go on to the next one. Okay, let me show you that. Isn't that nice? So this is that galvanized metal. You can see a little bit of it in spots, but not huge spots. All right, so we are gonna go ahead and put this down. Actually, first I'm going to do a little surface wax and make sure we have this coated pretty well because we don't want it to stick. Okay, here we go. This is our, we don't want to, I want as little pickup of the paint. Now it's okay, it'll just pick up to the galvanized, but I want to hopefully keep my background on here really well. I don't want it to come off, so I'm just gonna do that. All right, no pressure, no pressure. 2 o'clock, party starts at 5 o'clock, so we've got 3 hours. We are doing pulled pork, which has to, my husband probably should be getting into the bin pretty soon. All right, let's get our wipe out here. My hands feel kind of slick here from the wax. I'm going to take it off. And this transfer, it's an older transfer. It seems to come out like around St. Patty's Day sometimes as a sale item. So if this, you know, unfortunately this is not one that is available any longer, but it certainly is an oldie and goodie. Love it. Okay. Just gonna line it up on the bottom edge. And the reason for that is with putting the ribbon in the top, we wanna give it a little more room at the top for the ribbon. And hopefully we've got some pretty green ribbon. I'm kind of thinking about just doing all monotone on this, just one color. What do you guys think? Should I do all one color? That's what I'm thinking about doing. It's just kind of the easiest, quickest way to get a project done. Plus, I love that. I think I'm going to use this brighter color because I want it to be kind of bright looking. So this says, may the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. The rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. And I'm going to cry. It's my baby. So that is the blessing I always end my speech with. So she probably knows that's coming. I'm going to do this lighter. This one is called, this is Meadow. I don't know. I feel like she would like the olive a little bit better, but I'm just going with this because I think it's going to show up better. I love the fact that it has little clovers around it and the fancy kind of Irish scroll work on here. I think this is a great all-around print. And you can just use it over, just use water on it to clean it. It's going to work quickly because we don't want it to dry in the transfer. Because when you peel it off, you don't want to have it, oops, a little bubble there. If you hear it kind of crackle, that means there's a bubble under it. And if there is a bubble, it's going to leak underneath it. And so to avoid too much leakage, don't overwork that area. You just don't want it to like accumulate there. Okay, so there we go. We're going to set that aside and then peel slowly to reveal and make sure it is going fast because it is warm. A little bit of smear there at the top. And then of course it is peeling slowly is the best way to go. It is peeling back some of my paint background, but I think it's really got to, not that, we want this. It peeled off that, so I'm trying to put it back down. So if you peel it off slowly and check it, see this right here, it's got it really peeled off more, and I don't know why. But overall, I think it looks pretty good. So I'm going to put this here, and you can see where my O on of, it picked up all that white. Let me show you how it looks. Actually, the parts that came up, I could tell you, is probably where I went heaviest. So do you see that? It's kind of, I'm going to try to maybe repair a little bit of this. Oops, that's the brown. I thought it was the white. Oh, it is. Just because I don't want it to be so bold. Okay. And then to get that kind of fixed there, that little harp is peeled too. But I think that just adds to the character. So let me show you that. The O is missing on of. But, and there's like the little harp here at the bottom. It's missing a little bit. But I think that's okay. I think it just gives it a little character. Makes it, I don't know, just makes it fun. And I will, before she takes it to college or goes anywhere, I will spray this. I probably won't spray it today because it will smell then. But I need to get this off of the back so that I can put it back down. I'm just using my wipe, just water will clean it up. And we will clean this up here and then lay it back down. But I'm going to wait for this. I want to make sure this is good and dry, though. We don't want it to go on here. Wet. No wet. Okay. I might do this little corner, too. Where did my vanilla go? Almost did gray. Not good. The good news is this is my creative girl, and that's probably why I'm like kind of freaking out about this, is that she is my creative girl, and so I'm kind of sad about that. But my other daughter, I think it'll be our time to be a little more creative as well. All right, I just kind of filled those holes a little bit. There we go. Get that dry. Really good, especially on the O. I want the O to be there. I want this to be there. Just kind of tapping it because I could see it has like a little thickness there. I don't want it to be there. I totally had opportunity to do this, but I've been so busy this week. My mom came in on Tuesday, so I went down and did that, and then Wednesday I had piano lessons. It's just been a busy times right before graduation here for us. And then entertaining my mom. And then Tuesday night I had band practice after I was coming home, and Wednesday we were this little bit of smear here on the bottom, so I'm just very lightly hitting it up with a little vanilla. Okay, so I think I'm gonna take a little bit of wax and wax over this too to get it to stick. Hopefully this will, and I think by just laying this back down and redoing it, oops, I put that in the wrong place, that's for sure. Okay, get this off of here. I just had a little spot where like maybe it was a little wet underneath the wax, or I didn't get enough wax there. Easy enough to fix. So we are going to try to lay this back down. Now this, our newer transfer, this is an old transfer. This is from 2020, so 5 years old. And here I am still using it, but I can't see through it as well as you can our new ones. Our new ones are opaque, so you can see through. There we go. Where is the F? There, ooh. Ooh, ooh. There. The trick is, when you're trying to reline it up, the trick is you want it to show the green through. You want it to show the green through. So hopefully that's a pretty good match right there. And then we're going to do this little and I think I had a little outside here. And then I did notice that right here, God didn't print out very well. There we go. Yay! I think it worked. It's really, I actually was thinking this was going to be way too bright and it wouldn't be, but it's a really beautiful green. So I'm excited about that. Very excited. Okay, so all we need is a ribbon. There's holes in this already, and I will be good to go for my little gift for my daughter tonight for graduation. Granted, you shouldn't wait. Isn't that beautiful? I love that M. I love the little clovers, even though it's kind of kitschy for Irish. We're not Irish, but it, like I said, this is kind of a poem that I enjoy because it was something that was used at my graduation. Okay, so one down, one left. So I have this little wooden tag. I don't know if you can see this. And I probably will start out by doing a little sanding on it. Put a piece of cardboard underneath so that it catches my sandpaper or my sanding. And I'm going to go hard because I like my wooden things to look rustic, so this kind of helps it out. And we're going to hang this. I've got a cute little brown basket that this is going on. We're going to hang it on the basket to say this is where cards go. So this is so easy peasy. And the transfer I'm using was one that came out last year, but I think they reissued it this year again. It is called Welcome to Our Wedding. And it's just got all kinds of like welcome and guest book and all kinds of things that you can make. I am only going for the cards. It says cards and gifts, but I am just going to do cards because we've just got a little basket out, and of course it's stuck to the next door neighbor. I used this 2 years ago for our wedding, my son's wedding, not my wedding, but I'm just going to do cards, and I think it's going to be just perfect to go on here. It doesn't go this way, but we can go sideways, and I want to get the dust off. I just thought about that. All right. Just center it, just the cards. We're not going to do the rest. And I think I'm going to just go ahead and do espresso. Or actually, maybe I'm going to do green. I'm just going to do green. It's okay. And this one I'm going to use the tool because I don't want to go outside the lines. And I'm better with just the tool. The top portion is okay. It's the bottom. I don't want to catch the and. Although sometimes I don't have a lot of control with my hands or a lot of dexterity with my hands because of carpal tunnel and years of playing musical instruments, but mainly piano. And now I'm not doing myself any justice by playing the standing bass. That is a hard instrument to play. Okay, there we go. Isn't that cute? Cute, cute. And there we are. I'll just hang that with a nice piece of ribbon. Watch for pictures because I will share those with you. And I think it's cute. I think it's a cute little thing to do. And I'm probably actually going to just wash this in here. If you haven't seen me do this already, you kind of saw me clean up the letter, but I like to just once in a while, oops, don't smear the new, I'll just put the transfer. It's a small transfer. All you have to do is put it down and wash the top easily. You can use Lysol wipes on these even, and it kind of helps it stick again. So if you ever have a transfer that's not sticking very well, just use a Lysol wipe. I'm allergic to Lysol, so I don't use it. I use baby wipes that don't have any chemicals in it because that doesn't eat my hands up so much. And then I'm just going to put that one back on to the backing. So if I were using that in the sink, I would just go ahead and wash it in the sink with just plain water and maybe a board eraser if I needed to. And then I would just let it dry for about 20 minutes, sticky side up, and then put it back on the backing. But since we're in a hurry, now, this is what we're going to do. But all right. Well, that is it. That was kind of fun. It was a fun little project to do. Actually, 2 projects. All I need to do is add ribbons, and I've got a gift. I've got my little tag for the cards. Cute, cute. Easy peasy. Thanks so much for joining. Less than 30 minutes for a gift and some decor. I appreciate you being here. Make sure that you, hello, hola. Make sure that you subscribe and hit that little notification button so you know when I go live. Things are going to be kind of crazy. This next week we have our big celebration in town, plus I'm going out of town for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I probably won't be live, but I will be putting content out there. So be sure to keep posted and hit that notification so you know when I'm back. We'll probably see you on the other side of the 4th of July. Have a great day, many blessings, and keep on crafting.